THCA does not get you high.
Most people think THCA is fake weed. They think it's synthetic. They think it's diet weed. They think it's sprayed with something. But the crazy part is, almost everybody saying these things are extremely confidently wrong. THCA is not fake weed. It's not a loophole product, and it's definitely not some new invention. It's the same exact cannabis people have been smoking since we discovered cannabis. And the reason why everyone is so confused has nothing to do with politics, and it has everything to do with a very specific chemical detail that the media has completely butchered. So here's the misunderstanding that completely broke everybody's brain. People think weed gets you high because it contains THC, but that's actually not true. The cannabis plant doesn't actually grow THC, and it never has. The plant grows THCa, also known as tetrahydrocannabinolic acid, a big mouthful. No one knows how to say it. I don't know how I even did that. But THCa is the inactive form of THC, and it does completely nothing until you heat it. That heat comes from vaping, smoking, or cooking it for edibles. When you light weed on fire, the THCa converts into THC, also known as delta-9 THC, also known as delta-9 tetrahydrocannabinol. That process is called decarboxylation. This is not a theory. This has always just been basic chemistry. And the most important part about all of this is that every cannabis product that you've bought from the dispensary was THCA before you lit it on fire. So if all weed is THCA before you smoke it, why does everybody think THCA means fake weed? Well, the answer goes all the way back to a specific moment in history. In 2018, the Farm Bill legalized hemp, and the media simplified that into one phrase: CBD is now legal. That simplification was the beginning of the entire problem. Hemp was defined legally, not chemically, as all cannabis containing less than 0.3% delta-9 THC by dry weight. And what they didn't explain is that delta-9 THC, also known as THC as we know it, is not the only cannabinoid. THCA is not restricted at all, and that the regular cannabis plant grows THCA naturally. So the public learned the wrong story from day one. Hemp became synonymous with CBD-only weed. But that was never true. That was just the easy way to explain it. Then things got even messier because they tried to force hemp to get people high instead of realizing that it could already get people high naturally. Enter 2020. Everyone's growing CBD hemp flower, and there's an oversupply of CBD, and companies found a way to take that CBD and convert it into delta-8 THC using chemistry. Synthetic cannabinoids enter the market. And now we're seeing sketchy gas station carts, synthetic cannabinoids that no one's ever seen before, and regulators freaked out. And honestly, can you blame them? I mean, what the hell are even in these things? That fear was not irrational, but here's where the fatal mistake happened. People started lumping synthetic cannabinoids like delta-8 with THCA together as if it's one category. People just thought, hey, it's hemp THC, it must be synthetic. But that assumption is completely wrong. Delta-8 is converted, THCA is grown. And here's the plot twist that nobody talks about. THCA didn't replace weed. It just revealed what weed always was. Now it's around 2022, and medical and recreational cannabis growers are realizing something very simple: that hemp is allowed under federal law, THCA grows in cannabis naturally, and as long as the delta-9 THC is below 0.3% before you smoke it, that means all cannabis qualifies as federally legal hemp. So if THCA is real cannabis, why is everybody still calling it fake? Well, that would be because nobody actually updated the story. The media just calls it hemp-derived THC. That phrase within itself implies chemistry. It implies synthesis. It implies extraction. It doesn't seem like a natural process when you say hemp-derived. But THCA flower is not derived from anything. It's grown, it's cured, it's trimmed, and it's put on the shelf, just like regular weed. And if we're being honest with ourselves, this misunderstanding is costing everybody. If you ignore these truths, you will experience higher prices, limited access, marijuana licenses that cost up to $1 million just to qualify, artificial scarcity, and crony capitalism. That's not stuff we want, people. Meanwhile, hemp has banking, credit card processing, interstate commerce, meaning it can go across state lines, and small businesses can start up with only $10,000. Marijuana doesn't do any of that. Now, you may have heard of the unfortunate hemp ban that's coming in November of 2026, and that is freaking a lot of people out, including me. But here's the context that nobody actually thinks about. A real ban doesn't have a
12-month grace period.
what this
12-month grace period.
actually signals is a cleanup for bad actors to weed themselves out of the market and for us to improve what system we already have and make it even better and more safe for consumers. I do not view this as a shutdown of our industry. Otherwise, they only would have given us 1 month to clear our shelves, not 12 months. And one thing you need to realize is that Schedule 3 marijuana is not the answer because it doesn't legalize weed, it doesn't legalize interstate commerce, and it doesn't lower prices. The solution already exists, people. Hemp is descheduled from the Controlled Substances Act, which means it completely bypasses the need for Schedule 3. So cannabis didn't suddenly change because of hemp or THCA. THCA just exposed the truth of what cannabis already was. The plant never changed, the law already existed, the story was just wrong. Once you see this, you cannot unsee this. Send this video to a friend who uses cannabis, and this will blow their mind.